I see Marley's already here. Okay, let's see if the audio is okay here. The screen's all set up. There should be some music playing. Let me know if it is too loud. And if you can hear my voice. Okay. How exciting. Let's see, does it tell me how many people are watching? Let's see. I just see Marley in the chat. You can hear me. We're live. Yay! Okay. Is the music too loud? Can you even hear any music? I have some music on right now. There's just like some lo-fi hip-hop music on the background. What does this do? I can put a heart. Oh no. Wait, what? Go back. Oh my gosh, I'm reading something. What did I just do? Oh! How do I go back here? Chat. Oh my god, I just ruined the chat. How did I just ruin this chat? How do we go back? How do you do this? Okay. I guess if I want to interact with the chat, I have to do this. Okay, technical difficulties. Let me figure this out. We're almost there. What is this? I'm just gonna have to pull it up on my phone. Use the docs menu on the menu bar. Chat. Yay! Okay, it's back. Okay. The chat disappeared for a second, but it's back now. Okay. There's 4 people in here. I think one of those is me. Maybe the other is my grandma or Kate. One's Marley. Another friend, Jerry, also has the Patreon tier that unlocks the live stream. So people who are here, thank you! Thank you so much for joining my Patreon and trusting me and showing me that you believe in what I do and what I'm going to do, and I'm excited to start this. Already it's going really well. It's a lot of work, but it's something that feels like a tangible goal that I'm working towards. That's actually, like, I'm actually seeing little successes and like progresses and wins with it. I'm seeing slowly like people joining the Patreon and I've been doing a lot of research on like growing my following on Instagram so that I can just kind of brand myself based on what I've been doing, but also based on like where I want to go next with my social media presence. And that's definitely going to be kind of still in the avenue of exploration, adventure, archaeology, all the kind of things that I've been doing, but now we have this whole like journey of the PhD coming up. So I want to log that and just see how that academia is going to be incorporated into the content that I produce, and then just kind of let it grow and see where it goes, but in a focused way, not just kind of like letting everything go all over the place, but just seeing what people are interested in. And I've been doing lots of research and to finding your niche on Instagram and just trying to get that all into something a bit more cohesive, because I've kind of been doing the influencer thing for years now, but not actually doing it with like any like major goals in mind or like a strict mindset. And so I want to do that now. So I'm getting it all set up before the PhD starts at the end of September. So this is part of it. And I'm excited. So for today, this setup is just going to be, I'm only going to be in this space probably just this one time for the live stream. And then after that, it'll be maybe from somebody's couch in New York or from Sharice's dining room table or something. I don't really know yet, because for the next, like on Thursday, I fly to New York to start my visa process. I have to give them my passport, I have to do all this stuff, and I have to do it from the US. I can't do it here, so I'm going back to America for 6 weeks, and that's starting next Thursday. So that should be an interesting time. I'm excited. I'm gonna talk about it some more, but I'll get started on the drawing first so that you have something to watch other than my face while we're talking. So maybe you saw this object on my Instagram. This is from my recent trip to Spain in Madrid. I stayed with a couple of friends for like 3 or 4 days, and this is from the archaeological museum there. I had coincidentally seen this object just maybe 4 or 5 days before I was set to go. I didn't know about it, and then it just popped up on my feed. There's this archaeology woman that I follow on Instagram, and she did a whole little thing on this beautiful bust of a woman. So the name of this is the Lady of Elche, and it is from Spain, and it is very old. So it is from the 4th century BC, and she is about 2,500 years old. And it was originally thought to be a fake because it's just too beautiful. And also these sort of things on her head, a lot of people were really thrown off by it. They'd never seen anything like this, and nothing had been discovered until this object that looked like this. This was discovered in, I wrote it down here, 1897. So yeah, just over 100 years ago this was discovered, and they hadn't seen anything like this before. There are some conspiracy theories that she's actually from Atlantis, or but the other one is that these discs on her head are like some kind of power device and she's an alien or something. But all of those things are not true, and it's been carbon dated. Actually, the object itself hasn't been carbon dated, but this object is actually an urn. So on the back side of it, there's an opening, and they found human remains, like cremated bones in it, and they were able to carbon date that. It's organic material, so you can use carbon dating on it, and they carbon dated the remains to 2,500 years ago. So this is an authentic ancient object. Originally it would have been covered in polychrome paint, so very bright colors. I think it was like red and yellow or something was discovered on this, like pigments. Her face is just amazing, which is why I want to draw her. I was just completely like entranced by her before I saw her, and then I went and saw it, and it just felt like so unreal, like seeing it in person. I didn't get to spend as much time with this object as I wanted to because I had other things I was set to do that day with a friend, but I took a handful of pictures. This one, I think this is the other angle, so you can see the insane like headpieces here. I think this is so cool. All the designs and like this really intricate necklace that she's wearing. It's very beautiful, and her expression I think is very like, you know, some people say it reminds them of like the bust of Nefertiti, you know, very queenly, very powerful. Some people say maybe it depicts a goddess, or she's just like a royal noble woman or something. They don't really know. These are other objects from that museum. I won't go into too much more detail, but they found some that were kind of similar that basically proved that there are more objects in this style from this time period, so it's not just this one-off thing that had never been seen before. But I really just love the objects from this time period. They're called Iberians. They're ancient Iberians. A lot of the headdresses have these like very long kind of pointed hats or something, but then, you know, people like to say that that's aliens. Why are their heads like this? Like, it's just the way that they've wrapped themselves up and they're, you know, wearing some hats like that, because this one doesn't have anything like that, but this one does. So this is my subject for drawing today. So I've been really enjoying, like, I always enjoy drawing faces, but I'm going to just do a little portrait of her. So I have my iPad here, and I have this app Procreate, and Marley and other Apple people have seen me do this kind of stuff many times before, so it feels kind of like I'm back at Apple giving an art lesson, but I get to talk about a history lesson this time, so that's even more exciting to me. And I just realized that I'm not recording this, and I want to record it for posterity here. Okay, I hit the button, I'm recording. Well, if I'm uploading this, sorry person who's watching, you missed a whole history lesson about this beautiful bust of the Lady of Elche, and me talking about how I'm going to New York in a week and getting my visa processed so that I can come back here and do a PhD. That's the summary. Okay, so if you have any questions or something you're wondering, put it in the chat. If I don't see anything come up for a little bit, I'll just talk about things. And I'm gonna get started on this drawing. So lately I've been doing, I've actually been drawing like on using pencil and paper, like this one. Maybe you saw this one on my Instagram. I've been really liking this little sketch pad, and so I've been doing it with pencil and pen, and this one I actually used some ink drawing on there. My mom's in the chat. Woo! Hi, Mom! But today we're gonna go, it's kind of funny, I'm like going back to basics for me, which is drawing on the iPad, because I hadn't really been drawing very much until I started working for Apple, and the iPad came out and the pencil came out, and I started doodling on it while I was working, and that just like opened up me being creative again. So let's draw the Lady Elche. I'm going to do just try to block out the overall shape of it first, so that I can make sure everything like fits into the size of this paper here. And just want to before I start drawing, I always just take a really good look at it. I'm looking at the overall the shape of things, like the slant of the headdress, the angle of her eyes, the details that I'm eventually going to draw, but mainly just kind of looking at the overall form so that I can get that shape down. So let me do that here for a minute while you guys look at my face and listen to some cool lo-fi hip-hop beats, okay? Let's see here. Okay, so it's a little bit hard to draw. Oh, I'm gonna do this because I want a bit more room to draw. And I'm kind of like propped up. So the iPad is not flat because I wanted to be able to have my face up while I am on this call. So it's kind of like, I don't know, okay, this thing, it's like this. It's at an angle so that I can be more upright. But maybe that'll be better for my posture. So let's see if I can make this work. It just kind of puts my hand at a weird angle, but we'll try it out. Okay, I'm gonna just do some quick movements here. So I don't do things like the right way with art, you know, they tell you not to do these kind of like hash marks, and I really try not to do it. They say just make like big fluid movements of your hand and like don't turn your wrist, use your whole arm, and that way your line is like less shaky. And already this is not right. Okay, let's get a good eraser here. What do I want? Airbrush. This airbrush is what I like. And I like the hard airbrush. Okay. So already I'm seeing that I've kind of got the proportions wrong. That's okay. Digital, so I can erase things quickly. Okay, there we go. And we kind of have it coming down here like this. I guess I'm drawing the whole thing. I thought I was just going to do her face before, but you know, I don't want to do the whole thing because I want to get more into the detail. Sorry, we're starting over. Okay, clearing this. I want to do mostly just like her face in this headdress. So I'm not going to do the entire bust. Okay, let's try again. Hopefully this looks good. I tested this out the other day and I liked the way that I thought that the video looked pretty good. I think this is pretty amazing actually. I'm casting the iPad to the computer through the Wi-Fi and there's no lag and it looks like very high resolution, and I think that's pretty cool. Okay, this is I knew this was gonna be a challenge because it's been a while since I've done this, but we're just gonna keep going forward, you know? If you think about it too much, if you get in your head, you're gonna mess it up. So I'm just gonna go for it. It's just gonna be a bit like whatever. I'm not worried about it. And I'll figure it out as it goes. Okay, I'm figuring things out here. Eventually I'll go back over this with like an ink pen in the app. And it should give it like some more definition. Okay, so I think this is kind of like her overall outer shape. Alright, so we're gonna put in her face now. I have to focus for this part. Okay, here we go. Focusing on this beautiful stoic face with a strong jawline. Okay, that's good. I'm happy with this. Okay, I want to get the outer top edge of her face here so that I can get the cool ear thingy, headpiece thing. Okay, jawline. Also, I hope that you all are doing really well. I don't know how hot it is over there in the Pacific Northwest right now. Last my mom told me that it was extremely hot, and then it seems to just go to being extremely cold. So your summer sounds like it's been pretty insane. London summer is, I'm not gonna brag, it's pretty nice. Okay, I'm gonna brag a little bit, it's pretty nice. I'm just so happy with it because when I was living in Durham before, up in the north, I mean, you guys heard me complain about how cold I was all the time. My mom even sent me a big snuggie blanket thing to wear from Amazon so I wouldn't be cold. And I was still so cold all the time, even during the summertime. I counted it. I think it was something crazy, like 9 days. It was actually, the sun came out. It was maddening. And that's when I was like, I need to go somewhere with sun. And I went to Malta for like 2 weeks and just stayed in like a kind of hostel, like house, Airbnb kind of thing with a family, and worked on my dissertation there because I was so cold and I just needed to be hot. It was very nice. But it's actually been pretty sunny out here. I liked going to Spain also for the heat because I just wanted to get cooked, you know, because we all live in these places where it just is so cold for so long, and the winter lasts for such a long time. Like, I feel like you need to get some good sun and that memory of the sun in your bones so that you can make it through the winter. Okay, this is looking like a thing. This is good. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. So, I don't see any questions yet, so I'm going to start with my my little talking points that I have while I draw. So I'll give you, I kind of gave an update before on mostly just like what I'm doing with my social media accounts. Right now I'm really focusing on my Instagram because I want to grow my following, and it doesn't sound nice to say that, but that's what I'm doing. I want to, I think I offer like good value, and you guys think so too. You're paying to be on my Patreon, so I really appreciate that, and I want to express that to more people. I want to like build the things that I offer up and create value for people, you know, so it's something that they enjoy so much that they want to join the Patreon. And I think that it could be something that would open up avenues for me, specifically in my field, because I'm doing this this PhD that is on, you know, digital technologies in museums and the arts and heritage. And I think that doing this kind of stuff, like learning how to use these technologies too, is just very good for me. Learning how to do this live streaming stuff, learning about business and marketing, and yeah, I see a lot of like people in academia who like are young and like a little bit older than me, finding new ways to kind of create their own like career path and create their own jobs, sort of. So like I've seen some people become their own like business owners, freelancers in academia, where they basically take all the skills that they learned and they become like a consulting agency or something like that. They build their own businesses based on their brands that they've built up. They, you know, this one woman, her work title is like digital dragon tamer is what she calls herself, and she basically took the subject matter of her PhD and her research and like made a business out of it, and was like, I'm gonna teach other people how to do this stuff that I think you all need to run your businesses better, your museums better, what have you. And that's what she's been doing for the last however many years. And so I spoke with her, and she actually used to work at the university I'm going to, Leicester, and she basically offered to like be my mentor. So that's very exciting because I want to do that because it's cool, but also because academia pays nothing, pays shit. And I see some people, I follow some people on Instagram who are finishing their PhDs right now, and they are like trying to decide what to do. And the path for most people who do their PhDs is to, one of the paths is to become a postdoc researcher, is what it's called. So you join like a lab, or you join some group or somebody that's like doing research, and they have funding. They get funding from like different organizations, different government bodies, something like that. And like Leicester has a couple of those, and they have some projects that are themed on exactly what I'm doing, projects that are led by the professors who are my supervisors for this project. So I see a very clear step that I can take after I finish the PhD with my university and like with those people if I want to continue doing research on this topic of accessibility and digital humanities, those kind of things, which I probably will want to keep doing. But the problem with those things is that they pay very little. Some people say like $20 an hour, £20 an hour, some shit like that. Like, I think it's like $25 an hour. That's what you're getting paid after doing like 9 years of school. So there's like this new generation of people who are, supplementing their income by doing these kind of things, doing social media, doing their own branding stuff, like consulting businesses. Maybe they're doing research. Oops, what happened here? Oh, I'm on white. Maybe they're doing research like part-time, and then they're doing all this other stuff like full-time. So they're just being like very dynamic in their ways of making money. And I'd always thought like, oh, I'm just gonna be broke for my whole life because I've chosen to be in academia. Like, I'm not gonna make a lot of money until I become a professor or something like that. And I'm kind of seeing that like maybe it doesn't have to be that way, and that I can influence that a bit more by doing this kind of stuff. So that's what I'm doing. And I think it's a good time for me to start it while I still have some time before the PhD begins and I really get into the research. So I think this is just like perfect timing. I'm gonna have 6 weeks from next week. I'll have 6 weeks before I go to while I'm in America, 6 weeks. And that's gonna be kind of spent between, there are tons of people that I want to see there. So my time will be spent between them. But also I plan on getting work done and like getting my following up on Instagram, and I also need to do some research on the kind of research that I'm going to have to do. I need to learn more about like how to do it. Alright, we're getting into the face now. I think this overall shape is pretty good. I'm starting to feel like I wanted to, actually let me get her neck hair first. I was starting to feel like I wanted to put some details into the headdress. So since I'm feeling like I want to do that, I'm just going to go for the face. Excuse me, because that's usually like, as soon as you get the face details in, then you're cooking. Then you've got a person there. You can connect with them, and then you can start to bring them out of the art. Okay. I need to fix this back here. This is kind of awkwardness like that. Yeah. Okay, let's do her face. Alright, anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, okay, so going to America. I'm going to New York first for about 5 or 6 days. Sharice is meeting me there, and I'm very excited because we haven't, that's where we met. Sharice and I met in 2011 or 12? 11. 2011. Yeah, 2011 we met there at New York Comic Con. And we both lived there for about like 2 years or so. She moved away. I eventually moved away. We've just kind of been like all over the world now. Me all over the world, her all the way up and down like the East Coast. This nose, wow, this is an amazing nose. I've made it too pointy. And we have a lot of friends there. So I have a lot of friends there from the fact that I worked there and lived there for like almost 7 years. From when I was 18 until I was about 24. Yeah, I was like 24 and a half. So when I finally moved out of New York. So I have many friends still there that I'm going to see that were from, Rockefeller, where I was working at the time. And then we also have many friends from the cosplay community. Jerry's one of those people. I don't know if Jerry's here right now. There's 3 people watching. Maybe one of those is Jerry. But we have some cosplay friends there as well. So she's in that community. I was in that community. So we have lots of mutuals there. And this will be the first time, though, that I think it'll be the first time that we've both been back there at the same time. I have to think about that because we've been friends for like 13 years. This might be the first time that we've both been back there at the same time. So that's crazy and that's gonna be fun. And so the first 5 days we're gonna see some of our friends, and then we're going back down to Raleigh. I'm gonna stay with her for about 2.5 weeks, which I am looking forward to. It's gonna be absolute madness because her house is chaos incarnate, pure chaos. It's just kids and dogs and cats and a husband and just insanity and her. And she works from home. I don't know I think it's summertime, so the kids aren't in school. Like, it's gonna be insane. But she has her baby that I've never actually seen yet, Maylee. So I'm really excited to see this baby, and I'm just gonna I'm gonna befriend that baby, and then that baby is mine, and the baby is gonna just come with me everywhere, and I'm excited to spend some time with them because I see them see these kids every like 3 or 4 years, and they just like little bean sprouts. They're getting big, and I need to see them before they're too big. Her son just turned 18. Getting old. That'll be fun. And then so after I'm done there, I'm going to New York again, flying back. I do not like the way this eyeball is looking. I'm doing, it's okay. I'm talking, that's why I'm distracted, but it's okay. So I'm going back to New York to stay with 2 other friends for the last like week and a half. Meanwhile, I have to go to these insane, I just really messed that eyeball up. I have to go to these visa appointments. I have to turn in my documents in person, get my fingerprints scanned. I have to get a tuberculosis test because I lived in Korea less than 6 months ago, and apparently they think people in Korea have TB, so I get to pay $300 and go get a tuberculosis test the day after I get in. Okay, this eyeball needs to move. I've kind of... This is not good. Okay. Oh no. Okay, let's try this again. So you have to go get a tuberculosis test. And then I turn in all my visa documents. And then I wait. So the crazy thing is, like, I'm getting my... There we go. That looks more like her eye. I'm getting my I'm turning all these documents in. And then I'm going to Raleigh. And then they're going to be sent back to a friend's house. in New York. So it's just like, it's crazy. It's stressful and it's crazy and details are boring, but it's going to be taken care of soon enough. And then before I know it, I'll be back here at the beginning of September. I'll come back and school starts September 25th. So then I'll have about 3 weeks to get everything situated. That looks great. I like that eyeball so far. Okay, so I'll come back here for like a week, pack all my stuff up, and then I will go to Leicester. I move in on the 9th, and so I'll have about 2 weeks of time to get myself settled, and I am so excited. So excited for this next chapter to begin. There are so many things I'm looking forward to. Just the first 2 weeks, it's gonna be so nice. I'm dying to just like get going on the work that I'm trying to do and this new chapter, this new life. It's been great being here and exploring London and spending time with my partner and just like learning a lot about myself and like learning how to take care of myself better, like decompressing from Korea, all this kind of stuff. Thank you, Marley. It is exciting. Yes. Thank you. So there's just a lot that I am looking forward to. Like the first things that pop into my mind are like, oh, I can't wait to like set my apartment up, and I can't wait to have my own space and like just have a desk with like this little bookshelf around it and put my books into it and have my plants next to the window. And there's a climbing gym actually not far from where I am going to live, and it's cheap. It's like $50 a month to go to the climbing gym, and it's very expensive here. It's like almost $20 just to go one time to the climbing gym here. So I haven't been climbing. And there's also a gym inside of the place that I'm going to live as well, so I can go running on a treadmill or go biking when the weather is inevitably shitty, and just become even more like healthy and fit. Okay, we're getting into this eyeball here, so I have to stop talking just for a minute. Oh yes. Okay. I just have to trust myself. I've been drawing enough like consistently that my hands they're working these days, so I just have to trust that I can pull it out if I just take my time and do this. Yeah, so many things that I am excited about, just about like getting there. I think that Leicester's really, I'm excited to explore this new city. It seemed really cool when I went to go visit and check apartments out a few months ago. So it seemed like a very nice, like medium-sized city. Not too big, not too small. Enough going on that I wouldn't be bored. Green space. There's a little river that runs around it, which I love. I always go to the canal here. There's a canal not far from here. Most people in London don't even know about this canal, but there's a canal with those kind of boats that people live on out here, and I love it. And that's where I would go running in the morning, which I'm not doing as much these days because it started giving me migraines in the morning. To go for a run, I was doing it every single day. I was waking up at freaking 6 o'clock and getting out there and like doing a run before 7 a.m. running for like 20 minutes every morning. But it really started like I just couldn't keep doing it. Like it was fine to get up in the morning, but something about it was like making my neck muscles too tense or my head too tense or something, and So I was getting a migraine like almost every other day that I would go and do it, which is really a bummer. I started getting migraines from working out while I was in Korea, like doing climbing. I think it's very much connected to like my shoulders and my neck area getting too tight, and then like lights and things will start to bother me. It's no good. So I've switched to working out at night, like after I've had dinner and my body's just feels different, and then I don't end up getting any kind of migraine. So that's kind of what we're doing. And I'm just excited to work out and to cook food and to make friends too. I'm excited to make some friends. I've had a lot of people come and visit London this spring and summer that I know. I've seen a bunch of friends, but nobody lives here. I tried to make some friends at the museum conference. I got some girls' Instagrams, messaged them. Oh, I need some friends. Tried to get some friends, but none of it sticked. None of it sticked. So stuck. None of it stuck. I'm supposed to write a PhD soon. Shh, you didn't hear me say that. This eyeball's a little bit crooked. We gotta fix it. Yes, I'm excited to make friends. I really want to, a lot of people say like, doing a PhD is really lonely. And that's like their biggest complaint. They're lonely. They feel isolated. And I think it's because you're doing your own research. You're at home. You're at school. But you have offices at school. You have a desk. You can be around other people. There are other people. There are so many people at the school, but you're not taking classes with people. You're consulting with your supervisor. Maybe you meet the other PhD students at the beginning of the year, and there might be social events, stuff like that. But I think that there are plenty of opportunities in the school system to make friends. There are 40,000 people, whatever, at the school. When I was at Durham, I joined an archery club. I joined the archaeology club. I joined all that shit, and I had lots of friends until the pandemic started, and then I didn't get to see any of them. But it was starting out being pretty good, and I didn't ever feel like I was lacking that, and I really liked the lifestyle of spending time working on my research. And this eyeball. These eyeballs. Okay, I'm going to use this little tool here called Liquify, and it should allow me to kind of push this little wonky eyeball up here on the left. Look how wonky it is. It kind of looks like almond, while the other one's perfectly round. Let's see what we can do if I can kind of smush it. Yep, there we go. We smushed it up a little bit. And then maybe I can smush this part down. Yeah. Yeah? Oh my goodness. It's already been 45 minutes that we've been on here. How many people? Oh, everybody's still here too. Okay. I want to at least get... I need to get more down. I'll go at least until 9. Because it's my partner's bedtime at 9 o'clock. So we have to let him go to sleep. He wakes up very early to work on his own projects and go for a run, and he's very dedicated, and he's letting me use his desk right now and his computer because I don't have a computer, so I'm using his. So I'm very grateful for that, and I want to make sure that I'm not keeping the bedroom past his bedtime. He's out there, so I can have the space. So we'll keep drawing for about 15 more minutes or so, and keep chatting. If you have any questions or something you want to say, please say it. I'll give you a minute while I just kind of focus on drawing for a little bit. Her lips are very shrewd. They're very thin. I always tend to draw like bigger lips. Oh, this isn't going well. Okay, let's try again. Okay, she got him around there. Good. Cupid's bow here. Tiny one. Okay, and this dive comes here. There's a little round part here, and then we go out. Oh, Marley says something. Just happy you're doing this. Really excited for all the stuff you will be doing for this program and your future. Thank you. Thank you. It means a lot to me. Anytime somebody has signed up for my Patreon, I'm like, whoa! It's just like kind of unbelievable, but I have to believe it that I have people like you guys who are excited for me and like, yeah, are like excited to see what I'm gonna do. Thank you for that, Molly. That is very nice of you. I don't know if my mom is still here. Oh, she's probably gone. She's going to the dentist. But what else? What else do I want to tell you guys before I go? Because it'll probably be another. Yeah, the next one's gonna be while I'm in New York or I'm in Raleigh. Hopefully by then I'll have a computer. We're gonna figure something out. I don't know. Charisse was mentioning she might have some computers, like an extra laptop or something. I don't know if I like her lips. I don't know. Also, I got friends still at Apple who are offering to help and give me a discount, so we'll just have to see what it's gonna be, depending on what I can afford and what's available. But we'll figure something out. Her little mouth is like wow. She's a tiny mouth. It kind of looks so. Something doesn't look right. What doesn't look right? It's not bad. Yeah, I don't think this is so bad. This is good. Well, I'll probably just sit here and sketch for a little bit, but if other people need to go, I'll just say thank you for coming. You have to start somewhere, right? I was thinking, oh, there's only going to be one person here. There were 3 people, so yes, this is good. And, you know, in the future there will be more. There will be more. There will be more. And you have to start somewhere, right? And it all just starts with 1 and then just keeps going up from there. And so I'm just gonna keep doing this, keep staying focused, and hopefully I'm not gonna say hopefully, I'm gonna say it will grow. It'll get bigger and there will be more people here and it'll be fun. Oh, so much is gonna happen soon. I'm very excited. Well, thank you everybody. I think I'll stop here. I can't really think of like what else I want to do with it right now. I think it's alright. I thought I would have been able to get a little bit more done, but I like this. And maybe on the next stream we'll come back to this. Or if you have ideas for something else, we can do another drawing or have another chat or something. But I'm sure I'll have lots of updates and chat your ear off at that point. But for now, we'll stop it here. I have to come up with some kind of witty sign-off catchphrase that gets people hooked on me. So we'll have to think of that. Maybe you guys can give me some suggestions later. But I can't think of anything right now other than thank you for being here. And I will talk to you all soon, and I'll see you on Patreon. And this was really fun, and I'm glad that I did it. And I was nervous, but it was much easier than I was expecting it to be, and time flew by really quickly. So